everyone, and welcome to the Theater Geeks Anonymous YouTube channel.
I'm really trying hard not to look at myself, not to look at the camera. I'm usually on the side closer to the camera, so like when I look at myself, it's not so far away.
Oh yeah, we usually are on the other side. So, welcome to the first of our challenge video marathon challenge.
We don't know what we're doing. Yes, we don't have a name for it.
Well, in my 30-second promo video, I did call it the challenge video marathon.
Okay, so the challenge video marathon. But we're actually not starting with the challenge, starting with the theater tag.
Yeah, so you guys can, get to know more about us.
If you watch, our very, very first video, we did something kind of like this.
Mm-hmm.
But this is different, so
yeah.
we're good again.
We're getting this from the Theater Kid Things YouTube channel, so yeah, shout out. Yeah.
I haven't seen these questions yet, so.
I offered Eponine my phone, but then I took it away, because I was like...
She decided it'd be better if I had never seen them before, and if I was taking up guard, so we'll see.
This will be interesting.
I'm assuming there's nothing too invasive, it's theater questions.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Okay, so, question number 1. Flashback to nonsense. Question number 1. How old are you?
Oh, I'm 17.
Yeah, we're both 17. We're like dancing queens, except for the part that we can't dance. So we're just queens.
We can dance.
I mean...
maybe not in a way that is visually...
visually appealing.
But we can.
We can do the thing.
And sway and move our arms in various motions.
I'm a fan of body rolls. But I mean...
I'm not.
Yeah, I feel like, yeah.
It doesn't really look like a body roll when you, your face on, just kind of moving it back and forth.
Yeah, we are both 17. We are 1 month and 10 days apart from each other, in case anybody is curious about our exact age difference. We also seem to have some sort of, twin telepathy, because we tend to finish sentences.
That's crazy. We finish each other.
They sandwiches. That's what I was going to say. So, how many shows have we been in? I did count.
11, I think. I've been in 11.
If we're counting, if we aren't counting, my hand is, giant. If I put it right there. So, if we aren't counting, concerts and just, regular, dance recitals and stuff.
Yeah, I'm counting, musicals and plays.
Okay.
I've been in 11.
I think I've been in, somewhere in the 20s. Because, counting, all the reviews that I've been in for, my musical theater classes, It's a Wonderful Life was my 30th. And, but if you take those out, then that's -5. And, then It's a Wonderful Life plus 177. So then that's 28. So...
A large number.
28. Yeah.
Okay, next question.
Oh, wait, I accidentally skipped. That was actually question number 3.
Wow.
When did you start getting into theater?
Okay, does that mean, first show? Or first theater experience?
Let's do both.
Okay, well, my first theater experience, I was, 4, and that was the first time I listened to Les Mis, and that was, a big deal, but the first show I was in, I was 8. Yeah, for, the first show that I was in, I think I was, 7 or 8. That was Sound of Music. I think I've said that before. But I think, my first, theater experience was I saw Rent. I mean, I wasn't born yet, but it was my first theater experience. I mean, I must have loved it because it, like, sparked my love for theater. I was still a fetus, but I knew what I loved. I knew it was my passion, and it was great. Yeah. Question number 4. Favorite role ever played?
Why was that funny?
No, because I was still thinking of something else. Okay, so
right.
favorite role ever played.
I don't know what's funny. I'm missing something.
I have had a very strange sleeping pattern the past few days.
Oh, in case you're wondering who's laughing behind the camera, it's not just a disembodied voice.
Yes, it is, actually.
Oh, yeah. Okay, it's the ghost that lives in this house. Oh, we're in Cosette's house, by the way.
It's the ghost of Ilsa.
Yes, it is Ilsa. The ghost is dying again. Alright, questions?
Favorite role ever played?
Okay. I really liked being Arzuli in Once on This Island. I think that was my favorite.
And I think this question has also appeared on this channel before. But I, like, character-wise, I loved being Sister Mary Amnesia in Nonsense. I think, like whole process-wise,
I know she is.
in And a Child Shall Lead,
Yeah.
I liked that whole show and that whole process a lot. Because I feel like being in a show like that just kind of does something to you. Yeah. It's like how when people say that, like, after they've been in Rent or Spring Awakening or, like sort of like a deep emotional show like that, they're like, it really changes you. And I feel like In a Child Shall Lead, it does that to you. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Alright. Next question.
Oh yeah, I forgot that I was reading them. A tip that you always give to new theater kids. Well, first, join theater.
Yeah.
I mean, that's always a good thing to say.
But that's the tip I give to, like, every human being I interact with.
I mean, except for the ones that we don't like. Then we say stay away.
Yeah.
So we don't want to interact with them.
New theater kids. Don't ever be an Annie. Like, a singular thing, I'd probably say, like... Because I say a lot of things to new people. It's difficult. Because I say so many things. I don't stop talking ever. Probably don't think about role size. Like, you can have as much fun with an ensemble role as you can with a lead. I think that's a tip I give to everybody that, like, first year theater people, at least in our group.
Yeah. And I think I say to, like stick with it, like, even if, like, after, like, the first show, if you don't think, like, if you don't think that something is going well, like, don't take, like, your first experience and, like, base, like, if you're having, like, a bad, like, first experience, like, don't base your entire view of theater on that. So, yeah, it's like, if you get, like, an ensemble role, don't think, like, I'm never going to get, like, a big role just because you got an ensemble role the first time. It's, like, if you stick with it, like, you will get bigger and bigger roles as you meet more people and as you, like, yeah, you know?
Yes. Okay.
You get me.
I got you.
Yeah. Number 6. There are a lot of questions. Okay. And then I just say, Macy's video is 11 minutes. And
we're already at 9 minutes.
Yeah, and there are 18 questions. So this is going to be really long. Okay, 6. Biggest theater pet peeves. Go.
People who, like, drop out or act really annoying because they don't have a lead.
Yeah, obnoxious people who, like, don't, like, obnoxious people.
Yeah, and it's just a pet peeve for the world. Like, don't be obnoxious.
Yeah, like, be a team player. Yeah, just be nice to everybody. Okay.
Well, not everybody. What? Breathing into the microphone.
Oh. Don't do that.
I don't like the sound of people breathing. I know that sounds horrible, but like on CDs, like when you can hear people breathing, it's like I don't like that.
You're never like accused for a murder, and then they like go back to these videos. She doesn't like people breathing. That's a sign. Okay.
Well, no, okay. In the Glee CD, like Volume 1, when they do Defying Gravity, there's this one part right before like the like near the end, you hear this really big breath. And I mean, I love Defying Gravity, and I love their version of Defying Gravity. I mean, like, not as much as I love Idina Menzel, but I mean, it's a pretty good version. And, but the thing that ruins it for me is that stupid breath. Okay. If you guys listen to it, you'll hear it. And you
so don't breathe.
And don't breathe loudly when you're around me.
Breathe off stage.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. And yeah, work on your breath support.
Mm-hmm.
Control your breathing. Okay. Yeah. So, biggest strengths and biggest weaknesses.
Like personally?
I think so.
Like strengths? Belting is kind of my strength. I'm a belter. Weakness? Dancing. Dancing. That is, overall, just, that is my weakness.
Yeah. I think that for me, like, a weakness is, I mean, I don't know, this isn't really, like, a theater weakness, but, like, time management. I mean,
it ties into theater.
It ties into theater. I'm very bad at, like, managing, like school along with theater, and prioritizing.
Yeah.
That.
And that's important in theater.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And,
oh, wait, you know this?
You like your theater strength?
Oh. But what I was going to say also wasn't really a theater thing.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well, what were you going to say was my strength?
I was going to say, like, soprano-y things.
Oh, like, well, thank you. Yeah, well, what I was going to say, it wasn't, like, directly a theater thing, but I like to think that I'm good with, like keeping people, like, team spirity.
Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, because it's like, especially when we did Once on This Island, there were a lot of people that were saying that, like, they wanted to quit and stuff. And I was like, no, this can't happen. We cannot afford to lose anybody. So I went over to them and I'm like, hey, yo. Except not exactly like that, because...
Hey, yo. That's her trying to, like, relate to the cool kids. Yo. Homies.
It's like, hey, like what's going on? Like, I heard that you aren't really having a good time. Like, we really need you in the cast. Don't leave.
Don't leave us.
Don't leave. Like, we can't do this. And, but yeah, and yeah, I like to think that is a strength.
It is a strength.
Yeah. And, okay, yeah, this has been going on for a while. So, who is your biggest inspiration in theater?
Our director, Glinda.
Oh.
She is my biggest inspiration, and oh my gosh, for so many reasons. Like, one, we've seen her in shows, and she is, like, beyond talented. But also, she's, like, a really good leader. She's a really good, like, friend. Like, she's, like, a mentor and a friend and, like, a parent. Like, she is my favorite inspiration.
Yeah, I thought we were going to go for celebrities, but it's like, I can't top that. Yeah, I'm going to have to say the same thing. Ilsa is looking at me right now, and she's just like, so, I mean, I guess I should say Ilsa as well. Is that what that look is saying?
No, I don't know. I was actually responding to the text, but I decided to look at you.
Oh.
Okay.
I mean, well.
Like, you can say me if you want. I was a pretty good Robert Ann.
Okay. Well, then also Ilsa, but I mean, okay. So, okay, what's the next one? What is your dream role?
Mad Hatter in Wonderland. Speaking of belting.
Mark Cohen or Javert? Although, there's a slight dilemma here, because I am a girl and a soprano. So, I guess I'll have to go with Cosette.
But yeah, if anybody would ever like to gender bend Rent or Les Mis, and you're looking for a Mark or a Javert.
And, you know, if you're doing that and you need an Enjolras or a Roger. Alright, just putting that out there.
Yeah, I mean, plays or musicals?
Really?
Is that a question?
Moving on.
Favorite improv game?
Okay, I love, what's it called? It's like, it's a party, something about a party.
Party Quirks?
Yeah, Party Quirks.
Yes.
That's my favorite. It's, if you don't know, it's like when you have a person hosting a party and then 3 or 4 people go in. Each of them are like a different kind of person, and the host has to guess what they are. I played it in a creative dramatics class, and I was Katniss. To guess that I was Katniss.
I like that one. And I think my favorite, which, I mean, I always think back to my musical theater class when I think about this. Well, we called it freeze. At my summer camp, we call it tap out, and everyone calls it different things. But it's like everyone's in a circle, and then there's like 3 people in the circle, and they're doing like a scene, and then somebody else freeze, and then like somebody taps one of the people on the shoulder, and then they replace them, and then like they do a new scene, like starting in the position that the other person froze in. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. And so, like, starting in that position, they have to, like, start a new scene, but it has to be something completely different. And it's, like, sort of hard to explain, which is why whenever we do it, we always start with people that, like, know how to play.
Yeah.
And,
I like that.
yeah, and it's really fun. And whenever we would do it in musical theater, we would always end up, like, reenacting musical scenes. So whenever somebody would end up being on the floor, we would always do Rent, and it was always so much fun. Yeah, I know. It's so much fun. And what's your favorite show? And I assume they mean like shows. Yeah, like Broadway show, because I was like, oh, Grey's Anatomy.
Okay, Phantom. No surprise there.
Yeah. I think that as in something that like speaks closest to my heart, I will have to say Rent, but like.
There are many on the. I would die to see this show with the original cast.
Mm-hmm.
Kinda.
Yeah, I think like a very, very close second or third would be there Next to Normal.
Yeah, Next to Normal is a very close second.
Mm-hmm. And what's your most awkward onstage moment?
Wait, scripted or like a mistake?
Yeah.
Okay, well.
I can't think of any.
Scripted, I had to kiss my friend.
Oh, yeah.
And It's a Wonderful Life. So I was Mary and he was George, and that was awkward. But not scripted, like a mistake? I mean, it wasn't during a show, but during a class called Creative Dramatics, we were doing monologues. And I wasn't paying attention, because we do each monologue twice. And the first time you have your paper, you're supposed to be looking at the paper. So I was looking at the paper and reading, and I just walked off the stage. And I just, like, fell in front of the stage. And, like, didn't know what happened. I fell off the stage.
Uh-huh. I can't think of any, like, okay, well, I guess since it says awkward and not embarrassing, I guess that this can.
Oh, well.
I guess that this can work. There was
scripted or not scripted?
Okay, this is not scripted. Well, it's. Yeah, it's.
Did you mean to do it?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. So during one of our drama shows, Elle. You guys know Elle. So we were both in the same drama class together, and we had this scene, and we both hated it, and, like, we couldn't memorize it for our lives. You know, there's always that, like, one thing that you can't memorize. And
my knee with the pen. I didn't know it was open. I'll continue.
And, so we just, like, we couldn't figure out how to do it, and we were having a lot of problems with it, and, but yeah, so we didn't like it at all, and, like, we didn't want to do it. And so finally it was time for the show, and we were both on stage, and both of us just completely blanked. We couldn't remember the scene at all, and we both had, like, that look of fear in each other's eyes. We both just looked at each other, and in the scene, it still had, like, a long way to go until it was over, but but then we just looked at each other, and Ella was just like, well, you know what? Fine, I'll just leave then. And she just, like, packed up her stuff and just walked off stage. And I was like, you know what? Fine. And I packed up my stuff and left the other way. And then the person who was doing the lights just turned off all the lights, and then that was the end of the scene. And then afterward, we talked together, and she's just like, I hope you don't mind that I just sort of, like, cut the scene right there. And I'm like, I had no idea what my next line was. I was so glad that you cut it. And our director was, like, sort of mad that we cut it, but we told her that we had no idea what to do next. So it would have been completely improvised afterwards. So, and I honestly can't think of any other awkward moments. I mean, unless somebody else would like to tell me something awkward that I've done.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean...
I think you're good.
I don't think of myself as a very awkward person. Well, I mean...
On stage.
As everybody in the room laughs.
On stage. Okay. Next question.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, also I've spent the past, like, year and a half off stage.
That's true.
So, I mean, I do have, like, a little, like, advantage from there. Best off-stage moment.
Oh, gosh. See, there's so many. Okay. I think we've mentioned this before, but after The Wiz, the last show of The Wiz, for our shows we do usually, at our school, we usually do 3 shows. First 2 we go out to dinner at a restaurant in our town, and then the third one we do a cast party. And after we did The Wiz, so that was last spring, we all went to one of our president's house, and we kind of, like, had a little fire outside, and everyone was singing and just talking about drama, and it was really, really nice, especially because it was one of the last times we were going to get to see the seniors before they left. It was very nice. I liked that a lot. It, like
that too.
Brought us together as a group.
Yeah, I like that. And since you did that, I'm going to do the other offstage moment of after after Once on This Island, when they announced the presidents.
Oh yeah.
And it was us. And because that was a very good offstage moment.
Yes, I enjoyed that.
Yeah, I think we enjoyed that very much. And we were crying when it was Happy Cheers.
We're just always crying.
Yeah.
Always crying.
And okay, this is. Okay, I feel like we're both gonna have the same answer for this, maybe. Worst audition.
Oh gosh. All right. So we both auditioned for Legally Blonde. Same company that we just did. We just finished By the Birdie with. So it's not like we have anything against the company. We love them. We both auditioned for Legally Blonde. It was kind of a last minute thing. We found out about it like a week in advance. Mm-hmm. And we're both procrastinators.
Yeah.
We both, when it's homework or audition songs, we procrastinate. So we chose a song like that day because we had rehearsal for Once on This Island. We just went right from rehearsal to auditions, then back to rehearsal. Mm-hmm. So during rehearsal, we were like, okay, we're going to do this song. We each decided on a song, and we're like, we felt good about it. Walking into the audition room, neither of us sang the song we thought we were going to sing. We don't know why. We didn't officially change our minds. We just said different songs.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I didn't even realize that I was saying other words until I had finished saying those words.
And, like, I didn't even audition with, like, a good song, because I was auditioning for Vivian. So I was going to do I Will Prevail from Wonderland. I sang Rain from Once on This Island. Which, if you don't know Once on This Island, is a guy tenor.
Yep.
I don't know. That's just what I don't know. So that.
Yep.
And then we got called back.
Yeah, I mean.
And we decided maybe it was an omen. We just didn't go to callbacks.
Yeah.
We couldn't. But no, then we did, a couple months later, we did By the Birdie with them, so it's all good.
Yeah. But yeah. Okay, this is gonna be great. Least favorite show? Annie.
Like, show, like, in general, not one we've been in?
Oh, well, I mean, that's both for me.
Yeah.
Annie.
Yeah, I think I've never been in Annie, but I really don't like it. And I don't know. I don't think I've ever been in a show that I didn't like.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have like. Yeah, I think I've liked all of the shows I've been in.
I mean, I'm also not the biggest fan of King and I. Or Oliver. Wait. Elsa, do you like King and I, or do you like the costumes for King and I?
Costumes.
See, yeah. Yeah. Alright, most challenging role to play.
That we have played?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna say... Okay. Challenging in not, like, the most, like, common was when we were in A Child Shall Lead.
I was actually going to say that, too.
Because it was a show... we've mentioned it before, but in case you don't know, it was a show about children in the Holocaust. And it was challenging as in, like, you can't really relate to that in any way near what, like, you could something else.
Mm-hmm.
So it was challenging, like, getting in that mindset. And not to mention that we were playing kids, like, way young. I was playing a kid that was 10 and I was 15.
Yeah. I mean, like, I think my character was, like, 12, so, I mean, like, it wasn't really...
Elle played a 6-year-old.
Yeah.
She was 16.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was all around challenge. I mean, it was an amazing show to be in, and I loved it, and I would kill for the chance to do it again.
Yeah.
But it was very challenging.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and also because it's, like, I feel like to be in a show like that, it's, like, you either need to be, like, emotionally, like, in it 100%, and to be able to do that, like, especially, like, with Tech Week, and be able to be, like, in that, like, 100% all the way, like, every single day.
It affects, like, how you think outside of it,
Yeah. Too. I feel like, that whole week at school, I was, like, emotionally drained, and everyone was like, Sam, are you okay? And I'm like, I'm in a play. Like, and, okay, last question. What would you do if theater didn't exist? Okay, well...
Like, what activities, or, like, what would I do with, like, myself?
Whenever people ask other people this question, and they're always like, I don't know what I would do, so I think we should, like, actually, like, answer this question.
Okay. I would probably... Like, other activities?
Yeah, I think so.
I'd probably mostly do, like, English stuff, like, writing, and... Because I do that anyways. I spend more time with theater, but, like, my next... most time-consuming thing is writing and reading and that kind of Englishy stuff.
Yeah, I was going to say that too. I mean, I'd probably be, like, more, do, like, reading and writing and stuff like that. I mean, I like to think that I would be, like, focusing more on school.
No, I'd find a different distraction.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'd do more, like, music-y things.
Yeah, I was going to say I'd probably have, like, do more piano, I might have, like, stuck with other instruments, too.
Or maybe, like, if theater didn't exist... Well, here's the thing. If theater didn't exist, are we saying that, like...
all performing of any sort?
Yeah, like, this entire universe of theater wouldn't exist. Are we talking, like Shakespeare wouldn't exist? Like, way back, like, in ancient Greece, like, there... like, this entire planet would not be the same if theater didn't exist.
Children.
And I think on that note, we should be done.
Yes.
So, that was our theater tag.
All right.
Goodbye. Boom.